everybody! Hey, it worked.
Hi.
It's magic! Welcome to the post-credit show. I'm Nick.
I'm Chris.
We're here to talk about games we played, movies we've watched, TV we've watched, nerd things we've done.
Just nerd stuff in general.
Yes.
Just to summarize it. I know you just put all that effort in and I sum it up in
Whatever.
3 words.
Stuff we've done.
Life experiences.
Life experience.
Sometimes.
Everything's a life experience. Cool. Last week
Yeah.
I played Slime Rancher.
Yes, you did.
I played Slime Rancher again another day on a stream.
Just because you wanted to.
Well, so I finished streaming last week, and I gave Slime Rancher a bit of another chance because it kind of got to the point where I'm like, I have everything I can do.
Yeah.
Like, I found all the slimes I can possibly find.
You grow them now. Because you're a rancher.
Not in, like, I still have coffee. That'd be gross. Well, no, you don't even grow them, so, like, you capture them.
Okay.
And they don't reproduce.
Okay.
As far as I've been feeding them. And they've been bouncing on top of each other.
They're doing the action. They're just not eating.
Clearly, it's just not working for them to reproduce. But, like, the whole point is you can fill up the pens to the point of bursting, depending on what kind of slime they are. You can combine 2 slimes to create a Largo slime, which is the combination of 2. So there's, like, a flying slime that only comes out at night.
Okay.
So you have to build the pen with sun protection, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So if you can combine them in, like, a pink slime, and you'll have a flying pink slime. That kind of is the best of both worlds sort of thing.
Yeah.
There's like a little, what was it called? A tabby slime, so it's a little cat. And there's a little rock slime. You can combine the 2 of them together, and all of a sudden you have, like, it's got the cat ears and the tail, but also the big rock head, and it can actually, like, do a barrel roll and hit you sort of thing.
Why are your slimes attacking you?
Because you're really just capturing wild creatures and shooting them into a pen.
And hoping for the best.
And the pen itself will stay contained.
Yeah.
The roof has a certain amount of, like, health that recharges quite quickly.
Okay.
But technically they can get out, and they can. You can free range your slimes if you want to.
And they're not yours. They're still wild.
They are very wild slimes forever and ever and ever. Slime ranching is not a... You're not sitting there like, you're my favorite slime, and you'll follow me wherever. No.
The slime cannot be tamed.
No. So essentially you pen them, you feed them, you collect their plops, and you can sell their plops.
If they're attacking me, I'm not collecting their plops.
Oh no, you can press a button. You can build a piece to the pen that sucks up the plops for you. You don't have to. You never have to step into the thing. Something feeds them. You press a button. It sucks up the plops. You just suck the plops out of the machine.
Yeah.
So I kind of got all of the slimes I could find. I unlocked a bunch of areas using money. Like I was making money.
Yeah.
I unlocked a laboratory.
Do you sell the slimes?
You don't sell the slimes. You sell their poop.
That's weird.
Yeah. So no, you don't sell the slimes. You can trade the slimes because there's, like, a network of people that want to trade with you.
Yeah.
And some of them will ask for, like, oh, I need a pink slime. And you're like, okay, I'll go get you some pink slimes and whatnot. Yeah. To really open up the game, you have to find these giant, and I forgot what they're called now, but they're giant slimes. So it'll be the same, like, it's a pink slime, but it's huge. And you gotta feed them. When you feed them, they'll explode, and they drop some. And some of them drop keys. Slime keys that unlock other parts of the world.
Okay.
The other parts of the world are where the other slimes are.
So you haven't collected them all.
So I haven't. I finally, off camera, found a slime key. Because I'm like, I'm going to give this a little bit. Like, I looked online because I knew there were the gates that needed a slime key. And I'm like, where do I get a slime key?
Yeah.
So I did it offline. I found one. I opened a slime door. And all of a sudden there was, like, magma-type slimes, so fire, and rad slimes, which were radiated slimes.
Okay.
So I found those guys, and I'm like, okay, because that opens up more of the stuff in the laboratory. Because even I opened up the laboratory, and to build a basic something, I needed rad slimes, and I'm like, I don't even have rad slimes. Like, I have none of this stuff.
Yeah.
And so that part was getting to me where I'm just like I felt like I had hit a wall and couldn't get anywhere else. And so I stopped playing on the stream and I'm like, that's it, I'm done because this game's kind of like it's hit that wall. It was kind of fun. Aesthetically, it's fun. It's cute. I love it. You grow plants and trees and stuff to feed the slimes on your ranch. So you have to you only have so many plots of land to do stuff with. So it's managing how much food can you grow, how much food do they need.
Yeah.
I've unlocked all of the extra areas though, so now I can grow tons of stuff and have tons of slimes. I've unlocked another area now, so I now have a bunch of different kinds of slimes. But again, at this point, I'm like, once you've got them in a pen,
you don't really need
them. You need the extras, but it's not like you have to take care of them much differently.
Yeah.
Well,
you collect more, you get more poop.
You get more poop. More poop gets you to build more things, but more things really just automates processes. So there's a robot drone you can build that will essentially just take food from one place and put it into the feeder. So eventually, I don't even have to do anything anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm not quite sure where this whole thing's supposed to take me. Harvest Moon, and that's kind of what I said in the game. It feels like a Harvest Moon type game.
Yeah.
A farm simulator, all of that jazz. And it's missing seasons. Maybe I have to, certain slimes can't be outside in certain seasons, so now I have to build a barn to move certain slimes into, or something like this, or the slimes do actually procreate, so all of a sudden I have a problem on my hands because I had 10 and now I have 20.
You go set them loose.
So you have to actually slowly take them out, and you can build an incinerator, or you can just launch them into the water and they'll drown. But that's the pieces. Once they're in a pen, as long as you remember to feed them, you're good. And there's a machine that feeds them. You just have to remember to keep it full.
Yeah.
So it's kind of okay,
very mundane.
Sort of. It gets to that point where you're what am I doing?
Yeah.
So cute game. There's pieces to it which are nice.
Yeah.
It just kind of it hits a wall of a certain kind, and I'm just okay. Nick, done. NHL 18, I finally made it to the NHL.
Yay. Which team?
The New York Rangers.
Yeah, it's alright.
I know. That's why I didn't restart. I didn't back out and try again.
Who were you before?
I was with the Oil Kings.
No.
Oh.
You had another season going.
I did. I forgot who I ended. Oh, Toronto.
Yeah, that's why.
Gross.
Yeah.
Gross.
Rangers are much better.
Yes, I'll take the Rangers over Toronto.
Any day. Well, I wouldn't say any day, but
most days.
Most days.
Yeah, 99.9% of days.
There's that 1% where it's the Flames.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, I would take Toronto over the Flames, but really, I'd take anybody over either one of those two. Yeah, so yeah, I'll take the Rangers. Works for me.
Yep.
I downloaded Pokemon Rumble Rush on my phone. It is the new mobile game from the Pokemon Company.
Niantic?
Nope. So
separate?
It's nothing to do with Pokemon Go, other than they're using CP.
Okay.
Because apparently that's the new way of grading Pokemon.
Well, they did the same in Let's Go, didn't they?
I know, to heck with levels, let's just go with CP. Either way, there was the Rumble games before for Pokemon, so they're kind of little doodad creature looking things. They don't look like themselves. They look like little miniaturized statues of them almost.
Yeah.
And this one you're going through worlds, beating bosses with them. You tap on the screen, you tap where you want to attack and your guy attacks.
Yeah.
You can swipe to dodge. But it's pretty much a wave of 4 enemies. You beat them all. Your guy progresses forward. You beat 4 enemies. You progress forward. You beat another 4. You beat another 4. And then you fight a boss. I'm done playing Pokemon Rumble Rush.
So it's very similar to there's a game on the Switch.
Sort of. But with this
one.
Yeah, this one has more control than that one. I would play this one. I would play Rumble Rush over that one.
Yeah.
No phone. I play Rumble Rush over that one, but at the same time, this one I'm like, what am I?
What's the point?
What? Yes. Other than going to the next level,
Do you catch those boss Pokemon?
you can. So if you play the level over again, you have a chance of catching any Pokemon you
So
beat.
you have to beat them up first.
You have to beat them up, and then their little statue drops, and you pick that up, and you can. There's also gears that fall off bosses that you can attach to the Pokemon, and it powers them up. So that's the only way that I've found so far to power up the Pokemon. It seems very simple so far, and not a challenge, because, like, you go to a water level, bring a grass-type Pokemon. Your attacks are super effective.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
everything dies in one hit.
Yeah.
And I can see that getting a little bit more challenging as time goes on, but you can switch Pokemon in the actual battle screen. So if your guy starts dying, you legitimately can just be like, no, switch. So I don't see where the challenge is.
It's for kids, though, isn't it?
I don't know, and that's the piece, is like, I look at something like, you look at something like Mario. Super Mario on the Nintendo.
The run, or?
No, like the original Mario game.
Sure.
Simple game.
Yep.
Run sideways, jump.
Yep.
Not a lot to it. Challenging, though.
Duck, dodge, dive.
But there's challenge to it.
Yeah.
This game is missing that piece. It's also missing that whole, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm exploring islands. It's like, okay.
So it sounds very familiar to that.
Very much so.
It's not something I'll jump into.
And you can pay the money to
Oh.
unlock gears
No thanks.
and stuff.
Pay to win.
Except I've unlocked crystals, so you can unlock the money version of what you're supposed to use, from what I understand. Like, you can buy these pink crystals for money.
Yeah.
I don't know how to use them to buy things.
In the shop.
I've tried. It won't. It's every time, like, there's the one Founders Pack thing that's $5.
Yeah.
And then I've pressed a button and it says, or so many crystals. So I've looked at the, like, it shows you what the price in crystals is, and I have enough because you can get crystals for doing certain things, like beating bosses and all of that jazz. So I'm like, I should be able to afford this. So I click to buy it, and it takes me to the Google Play Store where it's like, that'll be like $5.99, please. And I'm like, or $4.99 or whatever. I'm like, no, I want to use the crystal thingies. Where do I use crystal thingies to buy things? Like,
You can't. It's a trick.
there's a lot of pieces to the game where I'm like, I don't understand what the heck's going on. Why are you giving me this, and why are you giving me that?
Yeah.
You know, and I realize it's probably still trying to teach me things, but it's not.
It's a fairly new game, though, isn't it?
It's a fairly new game, but it's already trying to make money off of me, because it legitimately, I beat the tutorial level, and it's like, oh, now you can use the shop to buy crystals and to buy things.
No.
And it's like...
That's any mobile game, though.
And that's how they make their money, but again... It's telling me I can buy crystals, but it doesn't tell me how to use them. I don't know what crystals do.
Nothing. They're just there for decoration.
Great. I will spend $10 on them.
Totally.
On getting more. Yeah, like Pokemon Go, at least you're usually going for a walk or, you know, trying to do that kind of stuff. I see the advantage of Pokemon Go as a game. Even a lot of those, like, strategic-y type tower defense games on mobile, I get tower defense games.
I like those for a small amount of time.
And that's my thing. Like, I have Bloons, which involves monkeys. And it's, instead of towers, you have monkeys, and you can upgrade. Yeah, I have that one.
That's a good go.
Yeah, like, I have that. I enjoy that on my phone. Like, I don't do a lot of games on my phone. I enjoy that game.
Yeah.
Alpha Bear, it's one of those thinky ones where you have to spell words. Like, I have that kind of stuff. Because, again, there's that challenge piece of, like, here's so many words, and you can spell certain things and do certain stuff.
That Rumble thing's not popping up for me.
I had to follow a really weird link to find it. Allow me to send you the link.
Oh, good. Because the first one that comes up is Pokemon.
I know. Because I also looked it up, and it's like... Oh, you're on your iPhone, though. I don't know if you can... Maybe it's not out for iPhone yet. Pokemon... Oh, goodness gracious, I can't spell. Pokemon. Rumble. Nope, just can't spell today, everybody. Rush. iPhone.
Not available.
Here's how to get it for your Android or iPhone. All right. So, I'm not impressed. It's cute.
Yeah.
Looks nice.
Oh, I'm probably not gonna get it. It's just
Yeah.
I already play enough games on my phone that my battery has issues.
So yeah, yeah. And then last for games, I started playing Undertale. Undertale is a weird indie game that's
on the Switch.
It is on the Switch. It's on the PC. It's on like everything, I think. The guy, it's kind of people have called it the spiritual successor to Earthbound.
Okay.
So it's a strange game. Like you don't always have to beat bad guys in the normal sense of like beating them.
Yeah.
This one's strange though. You start the game off. You're a human who's fallen into a hole, and eons ago, humans pushed the monsters back into the earth, sealed them there, and that's where they've left them.
Like most games.
This one, you've fallen into a pit, and you are now in the monster world.
Okay.
As a human girl, I believe. They've kind of left it ambiguous-ish.
Yeah.
At least from a little bit of it, but I believe you're playing as a female character as you walk around, and you're a girl. You walk around. First thing you meet is this flower, and this flower goes like, here in the underground, like we use our souls to help each other out and do all of this stuff. And he's like, allow me to show you with like my magic feel good pellets. And so your boss screen is the top half is the bad guy, or the thing you're fighting. And then you end up with a box, and it depends on the bad guy you're fighting, but there's a box with a heart in it.
Okay.
And that heart is your soul. And you can actually move the heart around the box.
Okay.
And the bad guys, depending on what they are, who they are, what they're doing, will shoot stuff into the box, and you get to dodge the stuff.
Huh.
So you only take damage if your soul gets hit. So the first flower is actually supposed to teach you, like, because you get hit by it, and then the flower goes evil and is like, ah, ha, 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 like,
Yeah.
I'ma eat you now because you've lost health. I knew that was coming because I already played that part, so I dodged all of his petals, and he just got really angry with me.
Yeah.
You get saved by a nice monster named Toriel,
Okay.
as in tutorial. The game is full of that kind of stuff.
Oh, good.
The humor in it is fantastic, but so you get past that part, and all of a sudden you end up in a world with there's these two skeleton brothers who are trying to sort of capture you, but not really, because they're really bad at what they do.
The lackeys.
Sort of, but in a very fun way. And it's tough not to say stuff and spoil it, and a lot of people have already played it because this game came out ages ago, but it's kind of got this resurgence with the Switch. But like, there's a bad guy that's a dog.
Okay.
And the piece of it is you can fight the bad guys, like you can get weapons and just RPG hit them.
Yeah.
And they'll lose health, and eventually you'll win the fight. You'll gain experience, you'll gain money. Or there's an act button. And the act button, you can check the bad guy, and it shows you their attack and their defense, and a little bit about the bad guy. But there's also other pieces to it. So like there's a dog that shows up.
Okay.
Big armor, tiny little dog inside. Think Hulkbuster, but with like a Pomeranian sort of thing inside. And everything's really old school 2D-ish type graphics. Like, not normally what I'm into with these kind of things, but the story's good enough to carry it through.
Yeah.
So, the dog's in this armor. He's about to hit you. Like, his attacks are these crazy things that are going through your little boxes. You're trying to dodge them. And you can act, and you can call the dog over to you. And then you can pet the dog. And then you can play fetch with the dog. And then pet the dog again, and eventually the dog goes to sleep, and you win the fight.
That's different.
You can do that for every battle. You do not actually have to fight
You pet them and throw something around?
at all. Not just pet and throw. Every bad guy has a different act thing to it.
Huh.
So you have to figure out what's wrong with the bad guy, essentially, and be like, it's okay, like, I'll help you with whatever your problem is, essentially. It's a strange game that way.
Yeah,
and it leads to some really cool dialogue with some of the, like, bosses and some of the other bad guys. And just some weird things. There's one dog where when he gets excited, his neck grows.
Yeah.
So you pet him, and his neck grows. So you pet him again, and his neck grows. And it'll go off the screen.
Stop petting him.
It'll go off the screen to a point and actually rounds back.
Huh.
Like this dog's head will snake its way if you just keep sitting there and petting it. You're just like,
And you're supposed to do that?
no, you can stop after the second time. But the fact that it keeps growing, you're like, I wonder how long I can keep this up. So yeah, it's a really cool kind of take on that kind of stuff, I guess, because you don't actually have to kill anything. You can spare most stuff.
Like Mirror's Edge.
Yeah, but in an old school RPG element where usually the first thing you do is just
Kill.
knife them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot them, blow them up.
And yeah, the world is very fun. So essentially, I believe the shtick is they need human souls to unlock the gate that is keeping them in the pit.
Yeah. And are one away.
And yeah, you're it.
They've gotten
You're that last
You're the
human soul.
chosen one.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens, but it's a cool game with some really cool characters in it. And the animation, yes, they did go with the 2D pixel art, but it's not crossing Souls level.
Yeah.
But parts of it are. Like, they've chosen where to use that kind of stuff. Like, the graphic style actually works. They did it for a reason, as opposed to just being like, it's simple to make a character out of, 21 blocks. We'll do it this way instead, because it fits whatever we're trying to do. And it's like, okay. It's an intriguing game.
Yeah.
It'd be fun to stream with someone. Like, not so much me anymore, because I know what's coming.
Yeah.
So I can be like, oh yeah, that's funny. But like with someone who hasn't played it, it would be fun. Other than that, I watched Spider-Man: Homecoming and then Winter Soldier.
Both good flicks.
Both good movies. I watched I think Variety did it, but they did an interview with the Russos.
Yeah.
And it was a timeline of like their movies that they've done and kind of how they got to where they were.
Yeah.
And that got me onto a Winter Soldier kick because it is one of my favorite flicks from the MCU.
It is. It's one of the better
And it's
movies.
funny to see them talk about their movies because they did one independent film ages ago in their own, like in their hometown.
Yeah.
And they're like, you have family working as cast and crew and everything else. And they're like, it was something, but it got them noticed enough.
Yeah.
That they ended up doing a movie that had George Clooney in it.
Yeah.
And like another independent film that just happened to get George Clooney's attention enough that he was like, if I star in it, it'll get you a little bit more cash and you can make a movie.
Yeah.
So like that was the first time we'd ever worked with an actual budget.
Yeah.
Like big budget. That got them noticed by Ron Howard, which got them Arrested Development. Arrested Development gave them the opportunity to actually people were sending them shows to produce.
Yeah.
And they noticed one by Dan Harmon. So they were like, we'll latch ourselves onto Community. So they produced Community and they directed the paintball episodes of Community.
Yeah.
Which got them noticed by Kevin Feige. And at that point, they were like, we were thinking about getting back into movies and not TV.
Yeah.
And they're like, and we'd always wanted to do an action movie.
This is an action movie.
Alrighty. So yes, it's an action flick. And Kevin Feige called them, and after 2 months and 4 meetings, they were given Winter Soldier. And then so I watched it, and I'm like, you can tell that these guys definitely wanted to do an action movie, because there is very seldom a time where there's not action going on in Winter Soldier.
It's true.
Like, I was watching it going, wow, they're pretty much always fighting something. Like, there's dialogue for 5 to 10 minutes, action. Dialogue,
Because
5
you're always
to 10
on the
minutes,
run on that one.
action. They are, and I think, and I love the espionage action mix,
Yeah.
and I think they pulled it off so well in that flick. So yeah, I watched that one, and then I'm like, I want a Spider-Man before Spider-Man Far From Home, so I watched some Spider-Man.
Wow.
Yep. So both good flicks. I think Winter Soldier is still I think it's my top movie.
Hard to say.
I think it's that one I can watch over and over again and just be like,
Maybe Infinity War.
I don't know. Like, honestly, when he gets onto that boat at the beginning and he kicks that guy off the edge, and there's just that satisfying whoomph of him kicking and the guy whoomphing over the edge of the boat, and you're going,
He's not dead.
Captain America
he's
just
badly
killed.
injured.
Captain America just killed a guy.
He's badly injured.
Whatever. Captain America just killed a guy. You're just like, that was a wicked scene to have right at the beginning of that movie, which just illustrates how powerful this dude is.
Yeah. But then I wouldn't say, he gets beat up a bit with the jumper guy. Or
Bartok?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's just because Bartok's supposed to be actually a guy.
He has a name.
He has a name. He has extra power. There's the lackeys who are just there to beat up, and then there's, George St. Pierre.
Yes.
Yeah. The UFC fighter.
Yeah.
Because I was even talking to one of my coworkers. I'm like, yeah, I watched it. And he goes, yeah, I love that George St. Pierre's in it. And he's like, he doesn't get a lot to do. And I'm like, he gets a fairly sizable action sequence.
He gets a few shots in on Cap.
Yeah.
I think he does.
Yeah, he does. And then it's the let's see who you are without the shield. And, Cap gets to put on his French for a second.
Yeah.
Au revoir.
Because he's Cap.
Je peux faire ça, toujours.
Because that's what America does. They speak French.
Yeah, but he was over in Europe. That's the piece of...
They were in the ocean. They were not...
No. Like Cap, for World War II...
No. In France.
Could have picked some of that up, yeah.
Could have, or he just did it in his spare time where...
Yeah.
Between working out.
Yeah, watching Star Wars.
Yeah.
Either way, yeah. Top-notch film. I wish the Russo brothers would do more MCU stuff, because they're stellar.
It's true.
That's me.
Maybe. They come back for a Fantastic Four.
That'd be good for them.
That's what they said. The only way they're coming back is if they get to do a Fantastic Four movie.
Well, then we'll see them next phase.
We'll see. There's no phases anymore.
They say that. We're still going to count them as phases.
Kang.
Huh?
Kang.
Apparently a MODOK show is in the works. An animated MODOK show.
I could see that.
Patton Oswalt is writing and doing the voice of MODOK.
It's going to be weird, but I can see that.
And the best part, he was doing an interview and he said he put on like a MODOK voice.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, just be you. And he's like, what are you guys trying to say? Like,
You're MODOK.
hey now, come on.
He knows exactly where they're going.
Yeah, and he's just like, it kind of sucks when someone's like, yeah, just use your normal voice instead. And you're like, but that's what?
The same with Ryan Reynolds when they're talking about
Detective. And I get
Pikachu, where do you want me to put on this Columbo voice?
Yeah.
Or just
Ryan
yourself.
Reynolds. See, and I get that, but because Pikachu's cute, so you're like, just be you, and you'll be this cute little thing that wisecracks. And Ryan Reynolds will be like, oh, okay. With Patton Oswalt, it's not like, oh, just use your own voice, and you're playing like He-Man. It's just use your own voice. You're playing a giant floating head with like tiny little appendages and all that stuff.
No, I'm thinking of the wrong guy. MODOK is... I know, I was thinking, I'm mixing up with Mojo.
Oh, Mojo. Yeah.
So set in the Kree area.
Yeah, but yeah, like...
Yeah. I was confusing him with Mojo.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like, it's just funny where he wants to put on a voice. You're like, no.
Just go with it.
But him and his new wife and his daughter got to voice ponies in My Little Pony.
Oh, boy.
Which is kind of cool, because his daughter's 10, so that would be huge for her.
Okay, you put it that way, yes, but...
Yeah.
For us other guys. Yeah.
Applejack is still the best pony.
I'm sure Tony will be rushing to go see that.
Yes. He was upset that there was ponies in DuckTales.
I'll do that.
Because they were voiced by the actual people from My Little Pony.
Yeah.
I giggled. I thought it was like... perfect little touch, but... whatever. Either way, that's what I've been doing. Undertale's good.
Other than Conan
and
Modern Warfare.
Modern Warfare. And Conan we
There's a recent discussion about Modern Warfare, actually.
Yes, they're
Because
the
the
next
new one
game
is just called
apparently
Modern Warfare, where people are going to get confused at which one you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can only call your game that so many times, guys.
No numbers now, just Modern Warfare.
But so the original, the remaster,
That's what the whole thing is. No one ever calls it remastered. It's just we just call it Modern Warfare.
Yeah,
So it's gonna be super confusing.
I just call it Pew Pew. So
Usually that was Star Wars.
that was Pew Pew. Just means anybody want to shoot something on a console. But
Pretty much.
yeah, Conan, we went on an adventure to find you gorillas.
Well, no, to hide.
Yeah, we went for
Hides.
thick hides. We found out we were going the wrong. Oh no.
No, we went the right way. Just Brian died, and then we had to go and visit it.
Well,
again.
no, because you said something about rhinos.
I needed hides for better armor.
Right, but rhinos was the first thing we were thinking about going
Yes.
for, and we were going the wrong way. So then I looked up what could give us hides, which was
The rhinos were way west.
I know they were the wrong way,
Way west. We were
way the wrong.
It wasn't the right. It was
Yes.
the distance. We didn't want to travel.
Yeah. Oh no, I get that piece. That was way too far away for us at this point. So I looked it up and we could fight gorillas. So we went on the hunt for gorillas. A white tiger killed me.
Yeah, I just hid behind a shield,
Yes, your
And
shield
it-
broke.
and eventually we just got to the point where we just climbed trees.
Yes, we climbed trees to get
Because
away from
tigers
a cat.
cannot climb trees. And
Conan
then
logic.
Eventually it worked. Well, tigers can. Well, they guess they can.
Got claws.
I guess they could.
Yeah. I don't know if they do. Like, I don't know if they prefer to climb trees or not, but
Yeah. And then we found out what happened to the host, and when the host dies,
yeah. We all get to go back to the house,
which made us go back again.
which we had to then, yes, make the entire trip a second time to get Brian's body. Because Brian died really far away from our...
So we've learned our lesson. We're going to
Brian has to have bedrolls with him.
and set them up every once in a while.
Yeah. It's weird playing because if we played on a server, we wouldn't have that issue. Like we could go wherever we wanted to
Yeah.
go. The problem is the servers are already so filled with
Yeah,
people.
taken up.
It's tough to just do what we're doing, we're 90% dicking around.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, and 10%
We're not
playing.
expanding anymore. We're upgrading.
Yes. But that's the piece, is like we're dicking around for the most part. So for all of us to all of a sudden be like, we should get serious about this, like, no. So to be on a server, we couldn't dick around as much, and we'd actually have to concentrate on surviving more and that kind of stuff.
Well, the rules would be different.
The rules would be very
Our
different.
thralls would be dead several times over.
Oh yeah, like things wouldn't be working out the way they are in our game, and I think we're having fun for the most part.
Yeah.
So
I gotta work on my combat skills.
Uh,
That's my thing.
well, that tiger I think got 2 hits on me, and I was dead, and I'm like, wow.
Or we just need to know our limit and
I
not
believe-
take on a 3 skull.
I believe that's part of the trick.
So I think we're at a point though where it's so hard to level up.
The apes were giving me better experience. And we do have
look at the journey though.
yes,
The
we
journey where I'm kind of at a point where I can't do this stuff.
yes, we do have a dungeon we can get to.
That's one of them we have to do. But there's
Yeah.
that crafting.
We have to find a named blacksmith or a named armorer
Within distance of the house.
within some distance of the house.
We tried dragging that few bodies back, but that was a pain.
We managed to get them back, but yeah,
It's a pain
yes,
because we go all that way and then we have to turn back with this body.
with
and
just a
then-
body, yeah. Because again, we have to follow Brian, and Brian's usually the one with the body, and if one of us tries to leave, eventually we'll get too far away from Brian and it'll start sucking us back. That happened the other day. You guys were going for his body. We kind of split up on the return journey to get his
We
body.
did.
I fell behind by a second, so I was catching up, and I'm like, oh, a camp full of people. I will go kill them to see what they have. So I was killing them, and I cleared the camp, and all of a sudden it was like too far away from host, and it started dragging me, except they were on a cliff.
Yeah.
So thankfully I was at full health. Because I came off the cliff, and usually you can grab.
Yeah.
Well, it sucked me farther away from the cliff, and I'm like, oh no.
Uh-oh.
So I hit the ground, and I had about that much health left. And then it teleported me to Brian.
This gotta wait a little bit then.
And I'm like, so yeah, that is the only piece of that where it, and I understand it because it doesn't want Brian's PlayStation to have to remember, you know, this much space
Yeah.
and slow down. So it's like, hey, this much space is allowed.
Why not? He has a Pro. He can do it.
And that's the piece is, you know, what do you build on for a console versus this? But it does the same thing on a PC. And you know, if you consider it a PC could be, you know, the size of this room and be able to handle the entire world being there at the same time.
Yeah.
But that's just not how the game was written, so we have to stay within its limits. But yeah, I think the next time we get on, we aim for that dungeon.
I think we kind of need to, but I wouldn't mind getting a new armor before.
We did get some.
We did get some.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's enough.
We'll see.
On my current gauntlets.
Yeah.
It's like that durability left. They're ready to break. So if I'm going into a fight, I kind of need some.
You want some stuff?
Some upgrade stuff so I can take some hits.
I guess so.
Actually, I think I may. I don't know if that little monster, or the big tree monster close to us.
Yeah.
I don't know I'm curious if I build enough arrows. If I can, because there's a ledge.
I don't know.
If I could still shoot him and then drag him towards me and eventually kill him.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm kind of tempted because when I was on the second return trip back.
Yep.
I decided to take some pot shots at him with my arrows.
Yeah.
And I
knocked health off?
with one shot.
Well, then.
Maybe I go build some arrows and...
We could try taking him on.
Well, no, I'm not... You guys don't have to because you guys are my distractions.
But that's what I mean. Like, if I roll around and Brian rolls around and you sit there with a bow and arrow and every once in a while we just have to go woof and then roll around again, we might be able to take him.
Maybe. I'm tempted.
All right.
And he's probably not on our journey or anything. He's just a boss that's just around.
Right next door.
Yeah. That he's sleeping.
Build some towers with some trebuchets up top and we'll launch Brian at the thing.
No, because the trebuchet took up a lot of room and now we don't have that room.
That's true.
And he would destroy our trebuchets real quick.
Yeah, but we'd get a good amount of shots in first. Maybe 2. It's a pretty good amount of shots with a boulder. You want to shoot him with a bunch of arrows. I want to shoot him with a couple boulders.
Need flaming arrows. That's what I need.
Flaming arrows.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's my turn.
You go.
Well, I will start with the big one, I guess.
Excellent.
From Game of Thrones.
Do you want me to put a thing up?
No, because I'm going to try and be as vague as I can.
Ooh, interesting. Intrigue.
Yes.
Excellent.
For the rest of this list, I kind of have to,
Yeah.
too. So it's good practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was...
Game of
I think it's been a couple weeks since I've been here. So that's probably... I think it's been 3 episodes
I think so.
now that I've trailed off of.
The last half of the last season.
Yeah, essentially. I'm kind of with... I think... I can't remember where it was. I saw on Facebook, I think it was. One of the groups made a comment where it's how the show ended.
Yep.
I'm all right with how it ended.
Okay.
It's the process of how it got there
that was the issue.
could have used some work.
So, do you think more episodes, or do you just think...
More episodes, I feel, would have fleshed it out a bit more.
Okay.
My brother's in the same boat on that. If you would have... There's a progression with a certain character that people are mad about.
Okay.
That have been mad about all of a sudden that.
Oh, all right.
I'm sure you read it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The progression kind of happened super quick.
Okay.
And with a couple more episodes, you could have built that up
A little bit more.
so that people would be less mad because people named their children after this character.
Sure.
And that's kind of what's funny. I think it was Colbert. I think it caught on one of them.
Oh, yeah.
It was one of the stand-up guys, or the
Late show guys, yeah.
Late show guys. I won't say it was Colbert, but it was, you name your child after the character from a show. Maybe you should find out where this character is going
before
you start naming your character or your child that character.
Yeah. Yeah, usually it's because it's something that's been done for a long time.
Yeah.
you've been a fan, like Lord of the Rings. If
And
you're
then-
gonna name your kid Aragorn, like you know.
And then they made the guy or the person made the joke where I learned that lesson when I named my kid Saruman. It's something Sidious. Yeah.
I thought Senator Palpatine was gonna be a nice guy.
But yes, that's what people's I think biggest grief is
Okay.
with that one character of
Just
how
not enough time put into it.
quickly it turned around.
All right, dig it.
Who ends up becoming king is a little surprising.
All right.
In a way, it makes sense, but I never really thought of that person
Taking that.
taking that role. Kind of hoping for more deaths, to be honest.
Well, you'd think,
The final season,
right? Let's start taking some people out.
But where the people that survived, kind of where they ended up.
It works.
I think it works for them. Like it works for their character development. The final episode was kind of it, and it was also in itself. The second last episode was when the big thing happened that people were right about. But the last episode was kind of people felt underwhelmed
Okay.
because because you talk to the cast, you talk to it's it's gonna make it cry and everything.
Sure.
And
We're gonna be
it's-
emotional because this is our goodbye to most of these
and
people.
It's not.
Oh.
It kind of follows with the rest of the seasons how there's always that second last episode. It's a big thing that happens, and then the next episode is the after
Epilogue of-
effect
yeah.
of everything of that season, and they followed suit with that.
But not in a way that makes you tear up.
No, it wasn't. It was okay. This is where this character's going. This is where this character's going.
Oh.
Oh, okay, cool. It's cool that they got to that point.
See, and I kind of felt that with Endgame. But to me, like, I look at Endgame going, they did a really good job of ending 21 other movies. Like, tying up a nice little bow and being, we're done.
Yeah.
And yes, there's those moments that you're like, okay, get a little misty-eyed here
Yeah.
and there. That's how you wrap something up.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, it should feel 99.9% wrapped up with you going, well, but they could do this. You know?
But that you're always gonna.
Right, you're always
You
going to
get
do
that.
that.
And I don't know. I mentioned it to you the other night when we were playing our
Whatever we
game.
were
I
playing.
can't remember what it was.
Yep.
Where it's people had a lot of issue with the season and it was felt rushed.
Yeah.
My thing is the books have been done. Or the seasons have passed it for 3 seasons now.
Yeah.
Past the book. It has felt like a steady
Decline is they don't have the
decline in
resource.
quality. I'm thinking because the whole show has been the bad guys don't always lose.
Right.
But then there was that turn in one season where all the bad guys just seem to get picked off and the good guys are turning it around.
Yay.
And it was like, okay, this doesn't feel.
It's not the
Like
same,
my
right?
show.
Yeah.
And maybe that's how he goes in the books. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you can definitely feel that the directors have. This is the way. This kind of their show for the last 3 seasons, and it's kind of.
Eh.
Do I trust them with anything anymore?
Yeah.
Because this is their decisions. Not that I had a problem. I'm on the side that
It's over. We're
I'm
good.
I'm good how it was done. I understand that it was a rushed season
Sure.
and things are going to go at a faster pace.
Yep.
I get that.
Yep.
So I'm fine with how it.
But it would have been nice to have a couple more episodes and to
just-
flesh some stuff out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think they, like I said, I think they signed up for something big. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah. As
Yeah,
spin-offs.
not a Game of Thrones thing. Something unrelated that they're going to.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, and it's something I think I was intrigued by it, but
One of the writers and producers is moving to the Lord of the Rings Amazon show.
I don't think that was it.
They just announced that a couple days ago, I think, or today, something like that. But I'm like, oh, and I'm like, so what? And again, they say producer writer,
Yeah,
and you go, well, what season did they produce / write for?
yeah,
So that that's part of it.
Yeah.
And because again, you can say the Russos produced / wrote Community.
yeah.
They did up until season 2, and then they left the show to do Marvel stuff. So that's what I'm like, maybe he was part of like the original producer, writer, people, blah, 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 blah. And he was the guy who wrote the second episode of the last season.
Okay.
Who's moving now to the Lord of the Rings thing. And I'm like, oh, that's going to make some people not so happy.
Yeah, that's...
And whereas I'm sitting there going, it's a fairly, well-liked show. That's good to get for the Lord of the Rings people.
But not that
But maybe not particularly
Yeah. So it makes me question them now.
where they're going with the spin-offs and the prequels.
Well, not
and
that.
all
I'm actually intrigued in the
Yeah.
spin-offs because we mentioned in the newscast you have Robert Baratheon's Rebellion that
Sure.
you could, I would say, do at least a few seasons on. You can have how the Targaryens came over.
Yep.
You can have the humans versus the tree people,
Sweet.
the ones that made the White Walker. You could have that.
Good old Ents.
You could have, really small heads. You could have the I can't remember, egg and someone. I can't remember what the
Okay.
character name. You can have the fall of Valyria, which is where the Targaryens originated from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like
Like
you were saying, this universe is...
It's bigger than what we think.
Right.
And and also they could have done other characters, which would have been interesting. But I think there was someone that mentioned, of course people always pick this out, where it was someone did the same thing as her in the past and is written about, she never came back.
Oh.
But there is a rumor that one of the characters in season 2 was her.
Oh.
Was that character from the past and she just lived forever type thing.
Interesting.
And because the reason why I say that is because her comment in that season 2 episode was, if you go east enough,
yeah,
you're gonna go wet, or it was something.
Okay.
Go wet, and it's kind of, was there really anything else, or was it just the other side of the other island or continent that's on in this universe?
Well, and that's what I've been reading is like west of Westeros is sort of like a something.
Yeah, and we don't know.
And we
no
don't.
No one ever come back from it.
So that's the piece would be really cool to see.
Because it's nothing but ocean, apparently.
Maybe. Waterworld.
Oh, boy. No.
Get Kevin Costner in there? Yeah. Waterworld is actually part of the Game of Thrones universe.
That would wreck it so much.
It would wreck it so hard. Oh, Waterworld.
So much. But yes.
So overall,
I'm happy it's done.
Right?
But, I mean...
It could have gone better.
You could have done 10 episodes. Because the rumor was that the 6-episode thing was not HBO's call.
Oh, it was
That's the director's call.
Oh.
Which also tells me that they probably just didn't want to offend Martin and just make their own stuff up but lead to a different ending, or they just went, we're out of ideas.
Yeah.
We know these major points that are going to happen. Every episode is a major point.
And that's probably, like Martin gave them a summary of like, here's where I think I'm going so far.
Well, he did tell them the ending.
Right.
So he knows... They knew the ending.
Right.
How it's going to end.
And then pieces in between, like, this is where I want to get to, this is where I want to get. Like, I want this to happen to this person, this to happen to that person, that, like, and so you say 6 major plot points, and that's what you kind of...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's your season.
A little bit of filler doesn't kill you.
No. Because that's been the whole thing for the show.
Well, yeah, it kind of fills
the
in some
dialogue
gaps,
between
right?
people. I think my brother's biggest thing was, I guess you could say the big thing that happened in the last episode.
Yeah.
It didn't take one of the characters long to make their decision, when usually in the show it would take
2 episodes.
2 episodes to, okay, you gotta try and convince this character to do this.
Yeah.
It took me, it was like a 10-minute conversation.
Well, but that's
which is good.
Sure. But not the show.
Did it work?
Right. But that's even like when we were talking about, like when you were lending me the DVDs and I was going through them. Not at the pace that Brian is, because that is...
I am super surprised.
That is ungodly.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's on, what, season 5 now?
I think so.
He's really close.
Like, Jeepers Creepers.
He had the purple wedding, so he's... Oh, no, there's still like 3 or 4 episodes in that.
He's probably done them.
By now, yes,
Yeah.
because that was a couple of days ago.
Yeah. Yeah, like, he's just...
I think he's on season 5, at least.
He's just crushing through those DVDs, but I'm just like... But, like, when I was watching them and going through them, the parts I liked, like you and Ross, because Ross was here at one point talking about it, like, it's like, oh, that part wasn't even in the book.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, but they're good at, like, they're good parts of the show.
Yeah, and I mean, that's where the director did good.
Yeah.
Wes, I don't know the names.
Yeah.
But they took what Martin had from the book and then went, okay, we need a little filler here, so why don't we add this scene that kind of makes sense?
Yeah.
They were good at that. But it's kind of, oh, there's no books to pull off of.
Right. So instead of doing something that's going to be completely different, we're just not going to touch it at all.
Yeah.
That sucks.
But I mean, like I said, maybe they just didn't want to.
And I get it and I understand, but still, yeah.
Like I said, the biggest thing why it took, well, weather, I guess, was an issue.
Hmm.
That was another thing people were mad about, apparently.
All right.
Well, because the whole thing is winter's coming.
That is true.
It never really lasted, maybe a week.
Sweet. They didn't say how long winter was going to be.
They said it was going to be the darkest winter ever. Or the longest. It's a week.
Maybe the last one was only 4 days.
I don't know. It was very confusing. Yes, I don't know. I keep bashing it, but it was...
You were happy with it, but it could have been better.
Yes, considering everything else and what this series has gone through.
Yep.
Your expectations are kind of...
Sure.
Up here, but my real...
I was going to say, if the bar's set high, it's okay to go into it.
Realizing that you have to do a certain amount of things in 6 episodes.
Yeah, I think 6 episodes was probably their biggest downfall.
Too short.
Yep. It's hard to do a lot in 6 episodes unless you have one story. Like, you look at Falcon Winter Soldier, if you picture it as a mini movie, you're good, because 6 episodes can get it done.
Yeah.
But to end all of Game of Thrones, which has 8 billion characters and all these side stories...
There was a few cool moments
in
the second last episode when the big stuff happened.
But it's a lot of bow tying to do by the end in 6 episodes, because there's a lot of characters. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on. So even if, and I don't know if this is what happens, but even if most of them end up back together-ish at the end, that's still a lot of little, running around trying to be, okay, and this one, and this story, and that story, like, and not end, but again, finish that storyline to that character.
Well, and then there's also that's a minor thing, this eagle-eyed people found a water bottle and then...
finding water bottles and Starbucks
one of the big
cups.
scenes at the end, it's like, seriously, you go with these seasons, you don't see this type of stuff. And now in the last season...
Yeah, it's showing
you're dropping the ball here.
It's showing that quality content that is...
Well, if you watch any of that one with the Starbucks cup,
yeah,
they actually edited it out now.
Right.
So you can't see it anymore.
Yeah.
But it was that first run-through that you...
Sure.
You saw it.
Oh, and it's out there now.
Oh, yeah. And same with this water.
Oh, you're screwed. I saw the water bottle.
Yeah, and it's like, come on.
And really, come on. Like, that's...
This is the big season. It took you 2 years to make this.
And you're leaving a
And your editor did not see...
And usually,
2 things?
Editor, director, other editor, editor's assistant, guy getting the Starbucks, like, there's enough people in that room that should have been going, yep, that's the scene. Okay, let's put it into the show.
Oops.
You're cutting stuff together and someone goes, oh. Because it's not like they're working
digital. Done.
I know. And again, it's not like they're sitting there going like, editing on a phone like, yep, this looks stellar. They've got screens and machines and things.
Yep.
Like, I can press a button and make things happen.
We could disappear right now.
I could put us back to the end. I could put us on the end screen. I could do all sorts of things, and our setup is casual.
Yeah.
Like,
it doesn't look good for this last season.
No. That's unfortunate. And again, it's kind of...
I don't see that petition going through.
I don't see the petition going through. HBO's already said we're happy with what you like. You got what you got. Like,
Wait for the spinoffs.
essentially, yes, we have other stuff coming, guys. Chillax. So,
Yeah,
good, but could have been better.
pretty much.
All right.
That'd be sum it up. The end, or the... No, because the means didn't mean the end. The end...
The means didn't
The end
justify the end didn't justify the journey, I guess, is the big piece.
Sure. We'll make up our own say.
Yeah. Well, really, it is. It's a you're getting a Mount Doom sort of thing,
And you screw up.
and then it's kind of just like
So
you
many
trip
screws.
and drop the ring in, and that's the end of the
There's
story.
even cast members that were like... The guy who played Varys, the bald eunuch.
Yeah.
Was like my character got kind of put the backside, and I just lost my investment in this guy. Like,
Yeah.
he started like, well, who cares?
Yeah, that sucks.
There's a few actors that spoke out and that said, you know,
It could have.
I didn't like my character's turn. I think there was one where she said I didn't like where my character went when I read that final script.
Yep.
She said she went for a walk.
Yep.
Because she was just so upset, and she came back with blisters on her feet because that's how long she was walking.
Oof. Yeah.
So I don't know. We're done with Game of Thrones. I don't know what's gonna fill Sundays.
Sundays. Football.
No, it's not our football season yet.
I know.
Almost.
Almost.
Yeah. I mean, I know my brother because when we did the HBO thing,
Yeah.
he's like, okay, we're ordering for a month and a half,
Right, getting it for.
which is probably what a lot of people were doing.
Yeah.
And then I know Watchmen's coming up in fall, that series, and it's still being done by HBO, and it's like, do I justify spending $20 just to wait till the fall to wait for that show?
Right.
I probably won't be watching HBO. Like,
There's not a lot on HBO to know. Or, I mean, there's stuff, but that's what they're hoping is like, oh, you've got HBO, you might as well check out, Barry.
Yeah.
Which is supposed to be good, but at the same time, it's like,
I don't watch my cable as much as I used to.
well, no, and not when I have to watch it at a very specific. That's
Well,
the
on
piece.
PVR though.
I know, and that's the piece for me is like when it comes to, we watch PVR stuff with our cable.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I don't, because everything, unless I'm turning the TV on, and that's why, like I say, we have the Food Network and that, because I can turn the Food Network on and do work.
Yeah.
I can turn the Food Network on or HGTV and I can play
You
a
can't
game.
do that with HBO.
No, you're not going like, I'll turn on some HBO and, play a game or do that. Like, those shows you either get invested in or...
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Boardwalk Empire, another good show. Soprano...
That's been over for a long
That's been over for... But that's what I mean. Like, they've always had that one show that's kind of carried
Oliver
them.
is supposed to be decent.
Yes, supposed to
with
be.
Dwayne Johnson.
Dwayne Johnson. But that's what I mean. Like, The Sopranos was that show that carried them.
Yeah.
That ended. Boardwalk Empire. Like, they've always kind of had... Sopranos is ending.
That one show.
Yeah, like, Sopranos was ending. Boardwalk Empire took over. Boardwalk Empire ends. Game of Thrones take over. Like, there's always that show that's carried them.
Yeah.
And now it's like... Okay, now what? I guess Barry.
Barry,
It's
and
making
like I
good
said, Watchmen
reviews.
is coming out in the
And
fall.
then hopefully Watchmen.
Supposedly, no solid release date yet on that.
See, and that one should have been out, like, next week sort of thing.
And I would have convinced my brother to keep the HBO
At least for one more.
just to check the show out.
Yep. But that's what I mean. Like, you have to have, as a subscription service, what's the next thing that I'm going to get out of this?
Yeah.
Like,
Not like I'm paying for an HBO streaming service
right.
to try and find my shows some other how. Wait.
Like Marvel Unlimited, the comic thing, because I've been reading Secret Wars, 2015's Secret Wars, not the original Secret Wars.
Okay.
This is where they destroyed the Ultimate Universe
Yeah.
and merged it with the 616 universe. To make that happen, they just obliterated both of them.
Okay.
And what ends up happening is Doom becomes God,
Sounds reasonable.
who is also known as the All-Father, which means he's in charge of the Thor Corp.
Yeah.
So he has Thors at his disposal. Lots of them. Doctor Strange is like the voice of Dooms, pretty much. So he's like the judge, jury, and executioner of Battle World.
Yeah.
So essentially, there's all these little worlds that got created with the destruction of the entire multiverse. So there's like Planet Hulk is back. There's a whole clan of Wolverines.
Yeah.
Captain America is like a caveman with a T-Rex.
Oh, okay.
Because
Devil dinosaur?
everything went wonky.
Yeah.
And so that's what you ended up with, was all of these wonky little universes. And that's what this Secret Wars story is all over. Like, it's 137 comics.
You should probably get on that one.
It is crazy. And in the end, what's supposed to happen is 616 comes back, but the Ultimate Universe is
Completely.
done.
And they take everything out?
And they got like miles out of it, and they got certain characters.
They 616 came and just obliterated everybody else.
I guess so. I don't know. I have to get to the end of all these comics.
So.
But like, that's the piece is, I'm at 2015 comic wise, and there's new comics every week that come out on that app.
Yeah.
That's what keeps me paying you money.
Yeah.
HBO, same thing. It's like, and again, they have Barry, which I understand is a good show, but
is it that pull?
Is it enough to keep you paying whatever it is a month?
$20.
Right.
Just for that.
And you have to watch
channel.
Barry on a specific night and time.
Yep. Once a week, you gotta tune into this channel that you're paying $20 a month for.
Right. Is it bang for your buck, I guess, is the biggest piece. Like for Game of Thrones, if you're a big enough fan, totally.
I know my parents did.
Right.
That's the only thing they would watch on HBO was that.
So, I don't know. It's I don't know where they go with this.
Maybe we get HBO again when the spin-offs come out.
And that's the other piece. And wait for reviews to see what people are kind of...
Oh, no. I'm invested into this universe enough that...
You'll jump in.
I want to see where this goes.
And I mean, you pay for it for a month, see what happens, and if they suck...
Well, no, I'll watch it to the entirety of...
Look at you.
Give it
a season.
Well, it's kind of like my other one.
Give it a season to
segue
juice up. Excellent.
Segment of this with Disenchantment.
Yes.
Where it's not all that great.
Nope.
But I'm riding this out till the end of the season.
There's characters I like. There's bits that I enjoy. And then there's episodes that I can't even remember.
That's the problem. I don't exactly remember where I was.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, sorry. They were at the Queen's homeland.
Oh, in the swamp or
yes,
yeah.
Where they...
Yeah.
She messed it up real bad. And
yeah.
They're at war with the swamp people, though.
Yeah.
But it's exactly what you said. It's hit or miss with the stuff, and it's even some of the characters. I don't know.
I like the little ones.
The Elfo and
the imp.
I can't remember what the name is.
Can't remember what his name is, but like I like those guys for the most part.
They feed off each other.
That's what I mean. Like they
almost don't need her.
I know she's the worst part of it, really.
It's just. She's a drunk. That's my thing. She's a drunk that screws up. Does she redeem? Not really. No, because she doesn't do anything. That whole treaty thing.
Right.
It's done.
I know.
They're at war. There's no part of that show where it's they're coming back from it.
Yeah.
Or she's gonna do something and turn it around. She's not.
Yeah.
It's honestly one screw up after another with her.
Yeah, what screw up is she going to get into this week, and how does she survive it? Because it's not even like, she fixes it.
Oh,
it's how does she even survive it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, she's honestly like that's the piece of it. I like the supporting characters, like even the king, who's kind of a moron.
Oh, they're all morons.
But at least he's not, like, he knows that she's a giant screw-up, like,
Yeah.
Like, he's even not that bad for the most part. But, yeah, I like Elfo. Just because he's just so gosh darn innocent.
Not the way he's going right now.
No, I know, and that's the other... Like, see, that's the fun piece, I think, is taking that innocent character and slowly, like, corrupting them.
And then, even the imp is... kind of leading.
Yeah.
he's made comments where, well, I guess I have to deal with this,
Yeah.
and it's a good thing.
But that's what I mean. Like those two playing like that tug of war game between each other is
And
fun.
they call it out once too.
But they should be playing it with her.
Well, they do. The comment they made is, "You're always making bad decisions for her." Blah blah.
Yeah.
And
But she should be like we should be able to see that with the character. I think is the big piece because
Yeah.
we don't.
that's a rating issue.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe back groaning
Groaning. Yeah.
is just losing it.
Well,
He's been around forever.
he has been around forever.
Maybe he's just running out of ideas.
Just rehash old Simpsons stuff. No one will remember.
That was actually amazing at work. The people I came in late for lunch, and the one guy was in there was who?
Hello, Maziak.
Was doing Simpsons quotes.
Oh yeah.
Like, well, you love that. You just wait for Disney Plus, and he's like, "What's that?"
Streaming service.
Wow.
For 30 years of The Simpsons.
Like, all the episodes of the Simpsons are coming back.
It'll take us forever to watch them all. It'll be amazing.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the date it was coming out, but next year.
No, this year it's supposed to be out. This fall. Hello, Fox. Oh my
Hello.
goodness gracious. There's people happening. Things
Hi,
are
people.
happening.
Hi, people.
Oh my god.
But yeah, the other thing I was kind of watching was The Office.
Yep.
Steve Carell's character's gone now.
Oh yes.
I'm almost at a point where I'm caught up with what I used to watch.
Oh yeah. Oh, there it is. That was sad to see you alone, so we can't.
Oh, thank you.
Nice cap. Thank you. Hockey.
Don't change their minds.
Yeah. Sorry. Hockey.
Yeah. So it's, I don't know. I find that funnier than I remember it.
Oh, dear goodness gracious me.
I don't know why I'm finding it more funnier than I used to. 'Cause I remember after when I first watched it when it was on TV that when Steve Carell left, it was eh.
Yeah, a piece of the show left with
But
him.
I don't know. I'm not finding it as bad as I remembered it.
Maybe because you were anticipating it a little bit more.
I guess.
Because
Maybe.
yeah, I didn't find it that bad either when that happened. But
We'll see. Because I'm still not at the point where I just stopped watching altogether.
Yeah.
I think it was last season I stopped watching.
yeah,
So we'll see. I'm not at that point yet. I think I'm still a half a season away from that point.
okay.
So I'm on season 8.
Yep.
So yeah. Watched a couple of movies as well. Let's start with Searching. The one where you're on a computer.
Oh yes, yep.
Searching
John
for
Cho.
his daughter. Yeah. It is a very interesting take on that.
Oh yeah,
Like, it's just the way they did it.
yeah.
With it just everything was anything that could film, or you just see from the computer's point of view, I guess.
Maziak's following us. Thank you for the follow.
But just that everything the computer sees is what
You see.
you see.
Cool.
I think it took a bit of liberties at some point.
Yeah.
Because there was a news camera in the sky, doing this, and that's what you see, and it's like, but then it's on the computer screen, so it got shrunk. And it's like,
Oh.
so it kind of took a bit of.
What about Game of Thrones?
liberty.
We just finished talking about Game of Thrones.
Yes.
He enjoyed the Game of Thrones.
The end was good.
It
How
could
it got
have
there could have been better. Pretty much to sum it up. Yeah, it was a different.
Different way to do a movie.
I enjoyed it.
I was gonna say like
I
not.
wasn't on my phone, so
Yeah.
if a movie has me on my phone and I'm not
Yeah.
fully invested in it, but this one I didn't.
You're into it enough
Didn't
to
need
watch
it.
it.
Yeah, because you had to follow, because you had to read too.
Oh gosh. Well, yeah. I guess
Because you had to
you're
read
on-
the text
you're on
messages
screen.
back and forth between everybody and
Yeah.
all that, and yeah,
All right. All right.
I enjoyed it.
All right.
The other one, was really the opposite of what this was.
Okay.
Sausage Party.
Excellent. The opposite to anything a movie really is.
Holy innuendos. There was so much.
Yeah.
It really seemed like it was over the top.
Yeah.
I don't know, have you seen them?
No.
It felt like it was really over the top with the innuendos and
Yeah.
with the hot dog wanting to go be with the bun. They're meant to be with each other, and I just want to be inside you. And
Yeah. Well, if it helps, they lost a lot of money because they had to pay the animators a butt ton in a class action lawsuit. So
how?
they didn't pay them overtime or credit most of the visual effects artists that worked on the film. So they owed them like $44 million.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Yeah, that was. It was a. I feel like it went by really quick.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was like a food porno almost.
Yeah. So to answer Fortnite, I'll answer it in text, but I'll also answer. We suck at Fortnite, so we don't play Fortnite.
Well, we suck at a lot of games. But
I know, but we're really horrible at Fortnite.
I can't build and shoot things at the same
Right.
time. I'm not multi-tasker like that. I have a hard time enough swinging a sword and dodging at the same time.
Yeah.
I can't shoot and build.
Like, unplayable bad, we are bad at. Like, unplayable horrible. No.
No.
Fortnite does not suck. We suck at
Yes.
Fortnite. Yes.
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 But yes, sausage party.
Sexist messing. Oh dear. Calm down, children. Calm down.
I won't tell you to watch that one because it's a food porno.
Yeah. I've heard.
Edward Norton is in this.
There,
I don't know how they got him. I guess. All that money they didn't pay the visual guys. They
paid Edward Norton. There you go. That's.
Super surprising. He was in it.
Yeah.
Because the last scene in that movie was, okay, so you solved the food thing.
Yeah.
Here's another reality mind-blowing thing. You're in an animated film. You're animated. And here's the guy that played you. What do you mean I'm Jewish?
Oh God.
And then it went to the bagel, and this is you, Edward Norton. I just like, what? No. How the hell did they get him?
Oh man.
Like, I'm sure if I actually look at the cast,
Yeah.
I'd probably be more surprised. But
All it takes is one big name, and you can suck a lot of people in with that
Seth
kind of
Rogen is
thing.
big enough to
I don't know. I think
pull
so.
him in.
For some people,
Jonah Hill.
I don't know.
That
They
seems
know
like a
people.
stretch.
You just gotta know people. It's like Kevin Smith can get all sorts of people to do movies.
That seems like a stretch. But that's all I've watched.
Yep.
Since I was out for the last weekend, I
Yes.
was out of town, doing family stuff. I brought my Switch with me because, who wants to be sociable?
Not you.
Played a little Cuphead.
Yep.
I'm on the second island now.
Excellent.
Boy, howdy, has that difficulty amped up.
Yes. Yes.
It's hard.
Yes.
I'm trying to beat this first
Nope.
boss, and it's like, I'm making progress.
Yes.
But I finally got into a wall where it's, in a way,
Yep.
where I keep getting to the same point.
Yep.
It's taken me a while.
Uh-huh.
So,
That second island, man, I don't know. Like the
you
first...
know what I'm talking about? The Candy Princess?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can
get to her chasing me.
Yeah.
But I can't pass that point.
Yeah, me too. I'm with you.
I was so close.
I'm with you. Oh, children. Stop fighting. I don't like when people fight.
Keep it civilized.
Yes, civil people, civil.
So yeah, I'll try and jump into that sometime again, but I don't know.
I know, I'm with you. I am with you.
I want to, because I enjoy the game.
Yep.
It's just, I needed a break from it.
Yes, I understand that one.
Because it kept annoying me. And then, jumping again, also went back into Phoenix Wright. I am being a lawyer.
Objection.
Well, the problem was I stopped in the middle of a case.
Yep. Did that one.
I didn't have an issue jumping back in,
Oh,
but it was
good.
kind of, if you can definitely tell the difficulty is stepped up.
Yep.
Because it's trying to find that hole.
Yes.
And the only way I can get around with it without pissing the judge off is
Yep.
to every comment they made, hold it, and just get them to explain it a little bit more and try and
Yeah, it's
see
now
if
in
I
the
can
finer,
figure this out.
It's in the finer details sort of
Yeah.
thing. Yep.
And then just randomly throw in evidence out.
Oh yeah. Well, I have this picture that proves absolutely nothing.
What does that have to do with anything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Disappointing face.
So I'm on the third case. I guess
Excellent.
because the first one was a kind of tutorial.
Yeah.
I took a little bit weird turn with the one character. Do you remember the game?
Yeah.
With your assistant?
Like the person who was in charge of you at the first case.
Yeah, and how she's taken over her sister. That threw me for a loop. I'm like, what?
You're playing a Japanese game.
This makes no sense. Maybe Phoenix Wright will be in my bridge to jump into other JRPGs, because if I can get over this.
That's just a Japanese thing where it's just like, this is normal.
Is it?
This is normal.
The dead people take over their siblings' bodies?
She's a spirit medium. She explains that at the
Explains it
beginning.
all.
She explains that at the beginning. She's a spirit
The
medium.
whole family is.
The
Where's
whole
Mom?
family, I
Where's
know.
Mom?
I don't know. They explain that too, don't they?
Well,
you ask at the
explain.
beginning about the parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you're wondering why mom's not appearing?
Yeah,
Because
why
has
does mom take over
prevalence
the
to
body?
case. She has no prevalence to the
You
case.
don't know that.
But-
She could be like super lawyer.
No, but the other one left the spirit medium biz to become a lawyer.
But maybe the mom's like super
Super medium.
medium. And she's also a really good lawyer at the same time.
She's really good at finding evidence because she's a ghost.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, I like those games. They're fun. But yeah, they're quirky.
And yes, and it's trying to watch the finer details of things.
It gets tough.
And it's not like that little gap stopped me, but it was just the dialogue was kind of.
Yep.
How does this fit in? Like.
Yep.
I feel, and then you're contemplating it, where I feel that this is.
Contradiction! I got one.
I
Oh,
got
never mind. I
evidence,
don't. Yeah.
And it's no.
Yeah, no. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Fine.
It has nothing to do with the time. It has everything to do with your pinky finger.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There we
Hey.
go. Welcome to our technical difficulties. Her name is Pancake. She sits under the table.
So yeah, it's Phoenix Wright.
There you go.
Decent.
Yeah, I dig them.
Because
Because you got the whole collection, right? Like you have.
It says a trilogy, but
three
it never.
games.
When I jump into it, it never really gives me an option to jump into other games.
Oh, it should. There should be at the title screen.
Continue, new game.
Oh.
Weird. It's weird.
Hmm.
Maybe once I beat this game, it will offer me.
Maybe you have to beat them in order.
That'd be
weird.
well, it'd be a good thing.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I played was Dragon Age Inquisition.
The Inquisition.
Yes, that Inquisition.
Not the Spanish.
Dance Party.
Not the Spanish
Dance
Inquisition.
Party.
It's from a Mel Brooks movie. History of the World Part 1, The Spanish Inquisition. You never trust the Spanish Inquisition.
I don't know if I was expecting more out of this game. I don't know. It's just the combat feels. Every situation I'm going into, it's very similar to Conan, but I have you guys to back me up in Conan.
Yes.
Where it feels like I'm underpowered for most of these fights.
I think I felt.
It doesn't feel like there's any direction.
I think I felt the same as you.
Because you start out by going to your warm up, and you can choose these different places you can go to.
Yeah.
But it feels like if I'm, the first area I've mostly cleared out.
Yep.
But there's a few spots I'm dying every time I go near it, so I just kind of avoid them.
Yeah.
I don't know if I come back or not. But
Yeah,
it just like it's, and then I go to a new place and I get the same feeling where I'm feeling underpowered for what I'm supposed to be doing here. I don't know.
I don't know. I forgot where I got in that game. I didn't get far. It looked nice.
Does it though?
It did when I played it. So I don't know. It's been a
not
while
blowing
since
me away with the looks.
it's been a while since I've played it. But that was the problem with that was again BioWare with the Frostbite engine, where they had ideas,
I guess.
and not everything transitions into that engine as well. So
Maybe I think I might have to backtrack.
oh yeah,
I don't know. Go find another place that I can.
it didn't feel like Dragon Age. I guess is a big piece.
Well, very. It was, I'm trying. Last one I played was Dragon Age Origins.
Yeah.
I think it was, and your main hub was the castle. If I remember correctly, your main hub was the castle. It's your sister, or depending on which gender you chose, your other sibling died, and you went to the castle to get away from everything. And then you would go out of the castle to do different missions, type thing.
Yes.
This is you do have kind of a main base, but you're going other places, and those other places are almost like a mini base.
Awake.
2.
Oh no, that's Awakening.
I think the last one I played was Origins.
You think?
Or it was 2.
I think 2. I think
Maybe it's 2.
is
I'm thinking.
Two's the one with the siblings, I think.
Okay, then maybe it was 2. But you start out in the castle itself. It changed.
Yeah.
Which was fine, but the castle was your main area, and you go out and do missions. This is just like this is kind of my problem with these open world games is they're starting to become so big.
Too big, not enough stuff, don't feel alive, yes.
Maybe that's my issue.
Yep. Because it is one of those things, like Breath of the Wild, for as much as I say it's not a Zelda game. It was still a good game. And when you went places, there was stuff. Even putting a couple little birds that just kind of fly away, you're like, at least there's still, like, living things out in the middle of wherever I am.
Yeah.
Horizon Zero Dawn, I think, did a pretty good job of there was stuff happening. Like,
and it wasn't an overly big.
It didn't feel
world.
big.
It was a big world.
Yeah.
Not.
Yeah, you didn't
huge.
feel like you were just walking for the sake of walking.
Yeah.
Which I think is where a lot of open world games fall apart. Is.
Well, and this is your base. It's a small area
Yeah.
because it's just your base. There's nothing really going on there. But then you go into a place and it's huge.
Yeah.
You go once you're kind of done everything. You go back to your base and choose a different place to go, and that is huge.
Right.
It's just I don't know. I'm still gonna try and
get through it.
Well, if I can, I think the frustrating part, like I said, is I'm feeling underwhelmed in every fight that I'm just dying.
And that doesn't help either.
If I can get to a point where this feels like a natural way to be going in the story, then maybe I kind of get motivated again.
Well, and when you play these games, you want to be... You don't want to, like, run over everything.
No, but I want it to be...
But you don't want to be dying all the time. Yeah, it has to find that nice middle road of...
Yeah. And I just don't... Maybe it's the 4-character dynamic.
I don't know.
I'm trying to justify or find an excuse for why I'm feeling this way about it, but...
It's tough. It's one of those, I remember playing a bit of it, and I couldn't even get into it that far.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. It was just one of those things. Like, Origin I really remember, because you could create a dwarf, an elf, a human.
Yes.
And then you could create a wizard, a warrior.
Well, this one you can, too.
Like, that kind of stuff. And then 2, I was a little less excited about 2.
Because you're just a human.
Because you were just a human, and I'm like... But then they added more to the story.
Yes.
And then, this one, all of a sudden, I could make, like, a dwarf again.
Dwarf, an elf, or a human.
Yeah, like, and I'm like, okay, cool, we're back to that. But yeah, then I felt clunky, I guess. I don't know what it was. It felt weird.
It doesn't feel like a Dragon Age game. Because I do like the series.
Yep.
But it just doesn't... I don't know, it's not hitting...
Yeah, like 2... I was mad at the beginning because I'm like, I can't make a dwarf. Like the whole first game, the whole point was like I was my dwarf character, yada 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 yada.
Yeah.
And I built that origin story, and now 2, you're like, to heck with that. We're now following, Commander Shepard of the Dragon Age series.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but once I kept playing it, I'm like, okay, this was a good way to go. Like, solid move.
Yeah.
And this one, you don't know. It didn't feel the same.
It's really shitty because I want to support BioWare and what they do. And
It's getting harder.
it is. I mean, I really need to jump back into Anthem.
It's people are saying that BioWare should do that too. They haven't posted an update or anything in like a month now. Everybody's like, so, and everybody's like, and then the optimistic people are like, they're waiting for E3. Like, then we'll get a bigger. Like,
E3 is even not going to be that exciting this year.
no,
For me, anyways.
Well, no, Sony's not there.
Nintendo's not there, are they?
Nintendo's doing their direct.
Well, yeah, they're not there though.
No, they haven't been there in years though. They're just doing a direct.
So the two systems I have.
Yep. The direct will be stellar because
Are
we'll
not-
get actual info. Sony's not even releasing
They're
info.
going to go through third party.
Yeah, they're just
So
going to
they're
let
gonna-
everybody else announce stuff
The
for
third
them.
parties that they're affiliated with.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But we're not going to get any Sony-specific news.
Well, because I think they're trying to hide the PS5 right now.
Yeah,
That's my speculation.
so we'll see. But yeah, no, they're going to let Ubisoft and EA and all those guys announce games for it. Why spend money when you don't have to?
Yeah.
Like those
Makes sense.
those trade shows are
And they are starting
expensive.
to do their own thing.
Yep.
Their direct plays, I think.
Yes.
They have their own
They
name
do
for it.
have their own thing. Tony and I talked about it the one time. I think they're
I think it's a direct play.
Either way, those are
So they're starting to do the Nintendo thing where they're just coming out with their own.
well because it's cheaper and you can't screw up. Like that's always the best part of E3 is you get a guy on
It's filmed.
stage who goes, "Watch as I like pull off this trick," and like all of a sudden the controller's not connecting to the system that's 12,000 feet off stage, or like he grabbed the wrong controller so now he's playing Crash Bandicoot on a different PlayStation, or like this isn't working or that's not
Yeah.
working. Nintendo was like, because they had the biggest problems with the Wii.
Yeah.
Because the sensor bar wouldn't be where it needed to be. The lights would go out so the sensor bar wasn't sensing what it needed to. Camera flashes aren't helping. This isn't helping. That's not helping. Like everything. So they're like, if we just make videos, we can show off the game. We can show off in the corner a person doing the waggle.
Yeah.
And
Not that the direct play have not done very well, but for Sony.
but
The first one apparently didn't do well. Apparently the second one was a little better.
yeah, they're ramping up slowly because we're getting that medieval game they announced in that last
Oh,
one.
medieval.
Medieval or whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
The skeleton dude
Yeah.
from the medieval from the 90s.
Yeah, which
That's
I
a
didn't
callback.
care about.
But it's a callback. It's like, okay, cool.
Conkers is getting a...
Potential.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way.
I don't know,
there's-
that's Sony. I think that's Xbox, actually.
Yeah. But that's the thing is like, it's cheaper and safer to go with just releasing a video.
Yeah. And then you can release it's just your stuff.
Yep. And you don't have to fill up you don't have to rent a room.
Nope.
You don't have to pay people to go on stage. You don't have to pay all the technicians to do all of the lights and
You're saving money.
You are saving so much money, and you can put that into the production of the videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a good.
It works. It's the smartest way to go. E3 just doesn't make sense anymore.
No, because it's costing too much.
It costs way too much, and I don't think you don't get the wow factor anymore.
No, because it's the internet.
Yeah, half the stuff leaks in advance.
Walmart.
Good old Walmart. Yeah, like you just don't get the same. And everybody else is stepping in, like Ubisoft and EA and those
All
guys.
the
all
developers.
the developers have their own bloody shows now, and you're like, whoa,
I think there was
whoa.
5 or 6.
Yeah, like this used to be Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft that showed up to do a show.
EA, does EA do one?
Yeah, EA does one.
EA does one.
Activision.
Which is Ubisoft.
No, Ubisoft separate. So Ubisoft, Activision,
I
EA.
thought Activision and Ubisoft are the same.
No, Activision and Blizzard are the same.
Yeah. Ubisoft. Microsoft will be there.
Microsoft's doing their show because they didn't get the memo.
No, I think they feel this is their opportunity.
This is their time to take it.
to run the show.
Yeah.
Which good for them because I want competition.
Yeah.
Who's the developer of Rage?
Yes. That just came out. General info.
That company did one last year. Oh, Bethesda.
Bethesda.
So that's 5 right there. Bethesda's not even that big.
Not in. Yeah.
I find it not.
Yeah, sure. Just run through all of them really, really quickly. This is super helpful.
When you press the end button.
Oh, is that what that? I thought that was just the next button.
Yeah, so there's already like 5
Right.
coming out. I don't know who else would be there.
I don't know. Like it's one of those things where I just don't quite get E3 anymore.
We might not have the hype as we do.
No, and that's okay because I would rather have the small news feed, like this trickle of news from the directs,
Yeah.
those videos.
Yeah.
Because then I don't have to wait for E3 every year, and all of a sudden it's like I can surprise you with
Bethesda's going to talk about Elder Scrolls 6.
Microsoft, Bethesda. There's a PC gaming show.
Well,
someone's
they're
putting
always
on.
there, but
Ubisoft, Square Enix.
Square Enix is the one I think I'm missing.
And then Nintendo's Tuesday, and that's just them pressing a button and releasing the direct.
So, well, like I said, Bethesda will
Bethesda,
do.
Microsoft, Ubisoft, and Square Enix.
Bethesda will do another teaser at Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah.
They'll talk about Doom 2. They'll talk about the Wolfenstein
Yep.
twin game. That's really what they're going to talk about unless they have something new.
EA this year is not doing a proper presentation, but they will have EA Play event at the show. Sony's not coming at all.
Yeah, so they're not even going to have gameplay stuff.
Yeah.
Which is fine, because they're working on Last of Us 2 and Death Stranding.
So, sure. Death Stranding.
Once again,
like that's a
we
game.
bring up a topic.
Like that's gonna be a game. Nah. Death
Movie.
Stranding. Yeah, it'll be part of their movie lineup. So yeah, it's E3's weird this year. And I'd much rather just I'm down with the way everything's going. I want those little videos. I prefer Nintendo just going, hey,
Yeah.
we're doing this. PlayStation's just like, hey, we got these 5 games coming out. Here's
They're not even making that much anymore.
what?
They did Sekiro. They did Days Gone.
Yeah.
I can't try to remember back to last year what they showed. Theirs was a really weird show.
They did a weird show last year where it was all over the place. They were trying to be
They
original
showed off
and
one, and then
kooky,
you had to walk to another place to go see the rest of the show.
Yeah.
And
It was all attached to the music that was playing, and this, like, they were going very artsy with it.
yeah.
And again, Nintendo's just like, here's a bunch of games trailers.
Well, wasn't it Super Smash Bros?
And then they had one game at the show.
Yeah.
That was their big, like, flagship thing. So the first year was Zelda, then Super Smash Bros. Last year, and this year I don't know what they're gonna. Probably
Animal Crossing.
the internet and I wait with bated breath.
Or Metroid.
Metroid's too far along because they put into one of those videos the guy who's working on Metroid.
Yeah.
The Metroid Metroid Prime 4, sorry, they screwed up somewhere in development, so they're going back to retro and reworking the entire game. So they're like, it will be a long time before you see Metroid Prime 4. So, but we know that, so that's okay. They're being transparent about it instead of just being like, what, Metroid Prime 4? We didn't say Metroid Prime 4. Yeah, better hear about Animal Crossing. We'll hear more about Pokemon.
The new one.
The new one that's coming out.
Oh, Sword and Shield.
Sword and Shield.
Yes.
She's, I'm purring. Don't you like it when I purr?
You're not a cat.
She's, yes, I am. I just look like a dog. Either way, that's what we've been watching and doing.
Yeah.
So, thanks for watching.
Yes.
Come back next week. We'll do it all over again. Hopefully different games. And
Well, we'll see.
Or some different explanations to the games that we've been talking about.
We'll see.
And, of course, all new news on a brand new newscast.
Yes.
Check out barrelrollnews.com for all of our links and info. You can join our Discord. You can find us on Patreon and all of that lovely stuff. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.